Well, more and more families are getting priced out of the property market and buyers are needing to think outside the box to get their foot in the door.
And one way is to combine your finances and buy a home with your parents, your kids, your siblings. Just make sure that you're all happy living under the same roof, though. Jenny, her daughter Henrietta and granddaughter Rafi are all moving in together.
Dining room table here and seats over there and we'll be able to have parties.
Mum and daughter purchased the home in January, combining their finances to get more space and a better location close to work and school.
We wanted to move into a space that we could all live comfortably together and have a bit of outdoor space and space for the dog, and also for Mum. She's a green thumb, so she loves to have all the plants around her and to have time outside as well.
Multi-generational living is a growing trend.
I've seen an increase in families purchasing properties together or sourcing properties that are large enough to be able to live together, purely because of the rising cost of living.
If I was purchasing by myself, I would be in a unit and I wouldn't have any outdoor space. And I probably wouldn't have a dog for that reason, so my lifestyle would be really different.
Jenny and Henrietta's renovation will add more rooms on top and keep the backyard space.
I can bounce on the trampoline.
The most important thing is you've really got to be able to get along. And you have to be on the same page when you're selecting that property so that it's going to be suiting the needs of your family. You have to have some separate spaces and really have a planned strategy in going into the purchase.
I tend to do the shopping a lot, and Mum does a lot of, she spends a lot of time with my daughter and does a lot of the pickups and the drop-offs when I can't do them.
Living together, Rafi and Nana now share an extra special bond.
I just feel so blessed that we can all be together for this time.
It's my house and I live here.
Well, for more on the do's and don'ts of generational buying, we're joined by Anna Porter from Suburbanite. Good morning to you, Anna. Well, you've got personal experience on all of this because you bought a place with your mum, is that right?
I sure did.
So take us through getting a loan first off with family and potentially friends.
Yeah. So at the moment you need a 20% deposit to go buy a property, and a lot of people can't raise that sort of money very easily. It's a requirement of the bank. If you have less than 20%, you get hit with lender's mortgage insurance, which can be thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. So you've got to look at raising that 20% deposit to avoid the mortgage insurance, go to the bank and get the loan together. So you're actually giving a guarantee across each other's loan. So if the other person you're buying with defaults, you're guaranteeing the bank that you'll step up and meet that financial commitment. So there is a bit of risk.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so it all can start out really nicely, but I'm assuming that you've got to have contracts in place in case it ends badly and one side wants to sell and the other doesn't.
Absolutely. So you definitely need to get independent legal advice. And that's what happened with my mum and I. She wanted to retire and sell it before I did. So we had to work through that detail. So not only getting independent legal advice and having contracts set up together, you should also look at the exit strategy. What will trigger the sale of the property? Is it that if it's with a sibling, is it one person's gotten married or repartnered and they want to get the money out? Is it just a timeline that you put in place that'll trigger the sale? Or is it if something changes in your circumstances? So actually work that out from the outset and think about doing it with someone that's actually a similar age or stage of life to you. If you think about doing it with someone of a similar age, you'll probably have similar timelines and goals, as opposed to someone that perhaps is a lot older than you and might have different timelines in mind.
Quite amazingly, more than 300,000 Australian families are thought to be living with three generations. On top of some of that interesting information that you've given us, what other things should you be considering when you are living with three generations down the track?
So do you want to live with three generations? That's the big one. So, I mean, I love my mum, but I didn't want to live with her. So we did it as an investment property instead of a place to live. So that's where you really definitely need that legal advice because, you know, it's something that's going to have rental income and it's an investment. There's tax implications as well. And your tax implications will be quite different different for different ages and different stages of life. So think about living versus investing can be really important, and the exit strategy is also really important.
Is it important to understand the rental value potentially of the property that you're going into so that that could become an option if you decide to leave or it's not working?
Absolutely, and it's even the discussions around if both of you are living there for a period of time, but one of you wants to move out because you might have met another partner or want to move into state or something like that, does the person still living there have to pay you the rent that you're missing out on? So there's a lot of different circumstances you really need to take into account before you go into it.
Yep, have all the conversations up front. Good advice. Thanks, Anna.
Thank you.